Good morning guys, welcome back to Seize the Speed for another YouTube video. Today we're finally gonna be moving my 4Runner from this spot that it's been sitting in for almost 2 months. We finally have the lower ball joints in, and I'm gonna go to my buddy Ben's house. He's gonna help me out. Hopefully we can get this thing back into my daily duty so I can you know, enjoy this car a little longer. So here's the parts. They came straight from UAE. You know, Toyota trucks are popular there, and the price was good, and I wanted original Toyota parts, and we'll get to why it's important to put original Toyota lower ball joints on your car. Let's get into it. Alright, so we're gonna go over some of the tools you need, and we're gonna look at what my old ball joint looks like here and why you need to change these. As you can see, there's a ton of play in that. This one, no play. It is imperative that you do OEM ball joints on these cars. They do not like aftermarket, and this is a part that goes out and it could potentially cause thousands of dollars of damage to your vehicle. So go ahead and make sure, if you don't know if it's been done, or if you know that it's been over 100,000 miles since they've been done, it is definitely suggested that you do this. Alright, so here are the tools you may need for this job. An impact is definitely helpful, as I will show you, but if you don't, you know, a long breaker bar should get the job done. Here we have 12 millimeter for our new bolts. Old bolts are 14s. We got 19 for the bottom nut, for the top nut, 21 for your lug nuts, 24 for the bottom nut, and a couple extensions won't hurt. You need the pliers to get these safety pins in and out, as I will show you in a little bit. Just a handy dandy wrench, and this pry tool, depending on what kind of hubcaps you have, but you still need something to pry them off to get your lug nuts out. Let's get into it. So for hardware on these are the bolts. These are the 14 millimeters that comes from the factory, and I was suggested by my friend Ben to upgrade to these ARP bolts that are much stronger, and he's here to explain to you guys why you need to do this.
So the main reason we're putting these ARP bolts on is the main failure point on these is actually these bolts shearing off. So these are a much harder tensile strength. They won't break as easily, because what ends up happening is the ball joint here ends up binding and not turning, and preventing it from turning makes these snap off. So we're going to swap out with these ARP bolts. They're rated to like 180,000 PSI, so much stronger. Wow. It's a 12-point design as well, so you get a much better bite on it. You don't have to worry about stripping it out when you torque it. So
we went ahead and jacked the truck up. Got it securely positioned on jack stands right onto the frame. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the wheels off. Alright, so first step is to get these safety pins out of these castle nuts. You have one down here and one up here that I'll show in a second. Just go ahead and grab your pliers, bend it up, and pull it out from the back side. And same thing on this one up here. You just kind of want to push it out a little, make sure get it bent straight. We have our 24 socket on our impact. We're gonna go ahead and bust this bottom bolt loose. Alright, so and this is the tie rod nut up here, same situation, 19 millimeter. Go ahead and insert it. Alright, so we have 4 bolts down here, here, and 2 going up into your knuckle. Same situation, we're going to go ahead and bust these loose.
Go ahead and do the front ones first, yeah.
You might have to turn the wheel a little bit to actually be able to get to these ones. Wear safety glasses.
Here, this is the
tie rod puller. You're going to need this to pull your tie rod and also your ball joint down here out of its place. So it goes on. Get it into position. So we might have to move this a little. So it goes on like so. Let's get seated on the bottom of your bolt. Tighten it, and you can start spinning this slowly, and you'll hear a pop when this is coming out. So now that this whole situation is loose, we can go ahead and move the knuckle out the way a little bit. Make sure you keep it supported, you don't put too much strain on this. And now we actually have enough room with that moved out the way to insert our tool over here on top of this and pull out the tie rod. Yep, so get your buddy to help you. Get the knuckle out the way, and that's it. It should slide right out. You go ahead and clean your joints and put it back in. Alright, so here it is. Here's our OEM Toyota part straight from Dubai. You know, they know about their Toyota trucks, so I trust it. We're gonna go ahead and slap it in there. Just the reverse of how we did it the other time. Thank you. So just gonna slides right in, and that's it. Like that. Alright, so these are the bolts, as you can see, ARP 6731003. It's a 12 millimeter. So these are the bolts that are supposed to be stronger than 8 gauge. And as Ben explained earlier on, this is really the main failure point on these. So you want to go ahead and use these with some Loctite. I will demonstrate right now. So here it is from your view down on the ground. It takes a little bit of finagling with the spindle to get this lined up, but it should be going in smoothly. Once you're pretty lined up, you will know it. Here are our ARP bolts in the 12 hits. The torque spec on these is 59. Alright, so now that you've torqued down the 4 bottom bolts to 59 pound-feet, up here we have 67 pound-feet onto this tie rod bolt. Go ahead and tighten that down. And then finally, your last bolt down here, which you need to torque down to 112. And last but not least, you need to put your safety pins back in, because I almost forgot. One goes down through this one, down here, and one goes up here through your tie rod. Alright guys, and that's it. I hope you learned something from this video. Please, if you haven't done your ball joints in a while, go ahead and do it. It's great insurance, especially trail insurance on these trucks, because you don't want it to go out on you in the middle of nowhere with no tools, you know. I would like to thank every single one of you for watching. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Special thanks to my buddy Ben, the 4Runner show. I'll leave his info down in the description below. You guys have a good one. Peace out, and I'm out.